All right, are we on? We are on. How are you, everybody? It's Mancow, and it was adjust this a little bit. God, it was great to see everybody. What do we have, like 10,000 people or more? And, of course, I got the trolls. Oh, do I want to wear this hat? I think I want to wear this hat. Hold on. I'm not going to wear it. I like it, but I'm not going to wear it. My kids say it's cringe, and I explained to them what it means, and they said, yeah, it's still awful. All right, so we can go right to the guests. The barricades are being broken down. I've avoided the city, although I heard it was a nice driving today, or at least getting past the city because there's so much police. It's amazing how there's all these police all of a sudden from Kamala who wanted to defund the police. We always have a small studio audience. And today I want to show you this. Today I had a cake. And I wanted the icing just to be soft. And so this was a cake. I put it in the oven to warm it up, and my oven won't go to 100 degrees. So I just hit it at 500 or whatever and left for an hour. Anyway, there it is. Throw that away. Or you can eat it if you want. I don't know. Okay, so should we start the show yet for all the weird people here? The weird people that don't believe kids should mutilate their genitals and don't believe fourth grade boys need tampons in their backsides. Weird people. I said all this stuff yesterday at the convention. It got I think, a pretty big applause. Am I still, can you still hear me okay? All right. We had a problem with the camera. Can you hear me? Is it good? It sounds like it's fading in and out, Ralph. Hello?
You sound A-okay, Mancow. You sound ready to go.
You look very tan, Ralph. One of the joys of living in Florida, huh? You don't miss living in this area?
Not one bit. I don't miss the communists. I don't miss the weather. I don't miss any of it.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are headed your way. I'm hearing a lot about Tennessee now, too. Okay, so I'm hearing a lot of breakup in my headphones, so I don't know what that means. So let's just show a video. Let's show a video to get started. Hi, guys. We're back. We're back. It's Mancow Monday Night Live.
Less of a misogynist. Get the fuck out of my face. You support killing women.
Killing women?
Women die all the time from babies that are in their tubes that they're not supposed to be there. So if your wife has an ectopic
statistically, that's a marginal. That's a marginal.
Get the fuck out of my face, you freak!
Please don't scream at me. I haven't raised my voice.
I don't care if you didn't raise your voice. It doesn't make you sound like any less of a misogynist. Get the fuck out of my face!
That was kind of scary.
Yeah, you should be scared. You should be scared. Because you're a piece of shit, and you don't deserve any woman.
I have a beautiful girlfriend.
Yeah.
Shout out, Madison.
Yeah, how about you talk to your doctor about your health problems and leave my health problems with me and my doctor and get the government out of it? And who's are you, fucking stranger? Stranger? You want to look at my vagina? Get the fuck out of here!
I never said I wanted to look at her vagina. I didn't say that.
All of you like white supremacist people think you just talk calmly, you seem normal? Why are we upset? Because you're a fucking psycho!
I can't talk with her. She just screams.
And I can't talk to you because you believe in Sky Daddy instead of like real people in front of you who are suffering.
I have a black cameraman. What are you doing other than trying to get money from black people? You're just trying to get money from black people. I'm at least employing a black person. I mean, if we're talking about racism, look at you. Give them away for free if you truly care, but you don't.
Wow. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know how women's health and choice became all about abortion. And I'm sure you don't either. And I thought both sides. I was brought up thinking both sides thought it was horrible. One side thought it was a necessary evil. But everybody thought it was a horrible thing. Now they just love it. They have mobile abortion clinics. We're going to talk about that, I hope, with Gary coming up here, our guest. And you can get a free hot dog, I think, at Wiener Circle. Get your baby terminated and get a free hot dog at Wiener Circle. And as I chuckle here at how sick this all is, yeah, that's what we really need for the Democrats. Yeah. Yeah, right there. Yeah. I mean, this is Sodom and Gomorrah. Come on. I can't imagine. Well, maybe it was worse. And the times of Noah. Yeah. Yeah. And Noah was weird, man. He was weird. He tried to tell the people. Yeah. All right. So let's play another video. I'll get rid of these now, and then we'll start the show, and then we'll bring on our great guest.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah, so the troll.
The kids
wait.
smoking.
Well, don't do it, kids. Only if you're 249 years old.
Are you going to make it to 250?
I hope so.
All right. Uncle Sam,
With
ladies and
drunken
gentlemen.
charge, I will.
What do you smoke? Marlboro? Okay.
Marlboro
All
Light.
right, that was good.
What's the old line? I probably shouldn't tell this joke, but they go to, he's going to be 250, whatever it takes. No, what's the old joke? What time do they go to the dentist in Japan? 2:30? I probably shouldn't have told that joke. Oh, well. Kamala would consider letting death row inmates vote. She would consider getting rid of private health insurance. She promoted a fund to bail out violent protesters. She wants to get rid of ICE, so no border patrol. She was named the most liberal U.S. senator. She said it should be considered a crime to enter. It should not be considered a crime to enter the U.S. She co-sponsored the Green New Deal. She never visited the border once when she was the border czar, which we've supposedly forgotten. I love that too. We like Kamala. What were those things called in Toy Story? Remember the little alien dolls? What did they say? Yeah, we love you. We like Kamala. I mean, how brain dead are these people? She doesn't want the funding of the police. She wants the cutting of that. That was one of her big things. And she wants reparation payments. And if she can find a slave man, give him money. And if she can find a slave owner, do something mean to him. I know my background. I know my roots. Roots, Kunta Kinte, Toby. I know my roots. And we fought against slavery. Why do I have to pay this shit for people that had nothing to do with it? It is nonsense. All right. So this was the event. Gary Rabine, although my phone, when you talk to the phone, you have to say Rabin. I don't think he's a Jewish guy, but anyway, we had the big rally yesterday. 10,000 people showed up, and I got trolls going, nobody's there, man. Nobody's there. It's only 10,000 people. Kamala gets a number when there's someone else there. When it's her, it's crickets and tumbleweeds. And by the way, Trump wasn't there. It was me and a couple of guys out in the field talking, and we got 10,000 people to talk about Trump. So it's pretty freaking impressive in the communist state, the Illinois prison state, So I'm pretty proud of it. And I met a lot of great people, and I know, let's go to our guests. Let's start the show. This is the Lion's Den. I hope you know before you tuned in. This is where the angels and devils fight their choose upsides tonight. Me, part man, part monkey, part mystery. And the angels and the devils are playing tug of war with my personality. And I think God is going to win. And I hope he wins during this election in the form of Donald Trump. All right, hit it. Hit the intro. Hit the intro. You ever notice that? So that the beginning there, that was a girl in Peru, and her friends taking pictures. I see it down on the beach here by my house. Girls taking pictures, and the surf's coming up between her breasts, and you look over and, oh, how dare you? You're out in public. You're out in public doing this, sitting there on all fours with your back arched and your ass up. I'm not supposed to. I can't notice that. Unbelievable. I'm sorry to interrupt your video, ma'am. I just happened to notice your ass. All right, let's bring on the guest. I saw this. Look at that. You got a great set. Very produced. Hi, Gary. How are you? Can you hear me?
What's up, Mancow? It is great to be here. I just want to say, it is an absolute honor to be joining you. I am a longtime fan, and it is great to be a friend now. All these years, man. You have blazed a trail, my friend.
Well, I'm sitting here, in my house, blazing nothing right now. So I appreciate the effort that you put into it. I liked your show that I watched earlier today, and thank you for playing my speech in its entirety. I was not supposed to speak. I was supposed to just bring up Roger Stone. I enjoyed your speech as well. Am I breaking up?
A little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, so you do some good work, and I know you put in crazy hours. I just kind of stumble in here and do this once in a while, and I was thinking of not doing it ever again. And then yesterday, and I wasn't going to do it tonight, then yesterday I had fun, and I kind of got the bug again to come in and do it tonight, but I don't think there's going to be too many.
Well, Mancow, I was reflecting on your career as I was, just thinking about joining you tonight, and remembering, I would listen to your show in the morning.
Yeah.
going to work, and I learned about 9/11 on your program. I thought it was a joke at the moment.
Yeah.
But I was just talking to my wife about going on your show, and the hours that we put in here are insane. But to reflect back on the hours that you would put in,
Yeah.
on a morning show, I mean, you must have to get up at what, 3-4 o'clock in the morning, drive
2:30 every morning. That's to do my Japanese joke again. 2:30. 2:30 every morning, and then we did it sometimes 5 hours a day, depending on what station we were on, and then we had to stick around and do commercials and do other things, and yeah, that was it was a lot of work. I am sounding disjointed because I can't. There's something. Can you help me here? I'm breaking up. It doesn't sound like it's you. Oh, great. Okay. Well, what about me? What about me? What about I can't hear me? Maybe Okay. Anyway, it's. So I heard what you said, Gary. I appreciate what you said, but who cares? Thank you. I mean, I move forward, and that won't buy me a loaf of bread. But I heard a lot yesterday, and I do think we did change some people. I don't think. I just don't think there's anybody else to reach. I think the demographics are against us. I think they flooded our world here with some third world folks. I saw the Palestinians, storming the barricades.
Yep.
And why? Why aren't they being shot? Old Mayor Daley would have just shot these people. Shoot them. You're going to tear shit down. You're going to burn people's businesses. Are we going to allow this again? And of course, part of me is, like we used to say at the club, let it, burn, mother, burn. We don't need no water. Let it burn. A part of me just let it burn. Let this liberal shithole burn to the ground. I just don't want any good people killed. And there's a lot of good people left in Chicago. Prisoners, trapped.
Yeah.
You look very knowingly. Yes.
Yeah.
But,
no, it's true.
I mean, you were saying that, right? You think there's going to be, I don't know.
Just wait till the sun goes down. It's going to be pandemonium.
I hope.
As we were watching them tear down the barriers and the walls there that they've erected that they won't put on the border, they'll put around the the DNC. But that was in broad daylight what we saw. So all the chaos really begins when night falls, and as we concluded that last show, they were starting to call for tear gas. And that was in broad daylight, so I don't even know what's going to happen. And I got my feed open here. We can check on some things later, but yeah, it's gonna be madness. And this is only day one, Mancow.
How did Charlie Kirk do at the thing yesterday?
I didn't see him.
Oh.
I didn't see him.
Stick around either.
Yeah, I did leave prior to that. We had our little ones there. So we had to get them home. We did play a clip of his opening. Charlie always does a great job. Yeah. Charlie really has a way with words, and he knows how to get the crowd going. So I'm glad he was there. No. You did great. No. I thought you did a great job.
I don't want you to talk about what he started with. Okay, and I'll tell you why, Gary. I want to tell you something. Go back and listen to what Charlie Kirk started with, and I can promise you it's a lawsuit. Because
really?
I've been in that situation. And if I was you, I would never play that clip again.
What the music he played?
I'm talking about it started with Michael Buffer. And anytime you play Michael Buffer, he sues you. You must get permission from Michael Buffer unless something has changed. And I played that at a live event, just like they did yesterday, and Buffer came after me. Wow. And I actually, Dana White came to my rescue.
No kidding.
And he has made a cottage industry. He's the guy that comes out at the fights and yells, I don't want to say what. He sues every single person. It doesn't matter who you are. And I think he even said, or his brother said to me, this is years ago, hey, we like you, but we're going to sue you.
Wow.
So you can't use that audio. And I would take it off your feed. And I'm telling you, it's not worth it. And there are certain things, of course, that you don't want to talk about, Gary, because it's not worth it. And one of them is I was friendly with John Travolta. I guess I still am. And he got me to go to the Church of Scientology to check it out. And I went there, and they were doing something. And they gave me, there's a literature over there. They were busy. They were planning a party or something in Chicago. And Travolta called and said, hey, how'd it go? I said, well, they were too busy. I took some later. Sure, it's okay. The next day, and for a long time, I don't want to say 100, but I had a lot of them in my lobby. And so I just learned, I don't want to talk about Scientology because I don't want to walk through 100 people every day. There's certain things and there's certain people you learn not to, and they say, well, those are the people that control you, the ones you can't talk about. And you know there are certain things that you can't talk about on your show. I can't talk about on my show.
Well, I mean, I've been on YouTube for 12 years. I've watched the goalposts move with every, political moment. You got COVID, you've got, terrorism, you've got the election. I mean, they just keep moving the goalposts every 5 minutes, and it's really hard to navigate the world.
It is a lot worse than what I had on radio. I was so excited to try podcasting because I thought there would be freedom. It's way worse here, folks. And they lie. And I do think I have a lawsuit. And we were up to 2 million people. And Gary, you told me what I would have to do and everything. And I'm not sure that I give a shit anymore. Excuse my language. I'm not sure I give a shiznit anymore. And when I said John Galt, those of you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. I just don't want to be a part of the noise. And the haters will say, oh, well, you can't, you can't, that's nobody wants you. You've been around. Yeah, I have been around. And there are limited spaces where you can go if you're not a bootlicker, if you're not an ass kisser. And I get that, but I do have offers. And I just don't want to be part of the noise. And again, we talk about demographics as they talk about prisoners voting. And they are, if you go to the DMV right now in Illinois, all the illegals are to get licenses so they can vote. To get into the DNC, you need a license. You need ID. There's a fence. I mean, the irony and the bullshit from these people is unbelievable. And the woman we showed earlier, that you're a man. I could have a baby inside me that could kill me. The fact is, maybe in the Old West, women died through childbirth. That doesn't happen. There's no reason to abort a baby or murder a baby. Some people say it at which is grotesque at 9 months. This is all about satanic sacrifice. This is all about the godless Chinese government. That's what all this is. They have flooded our lands with people with the low IQ crowd, with very low skill levels. I love all the people in Europe. They had a kind of a lightening up of Islamic madness because they all went back home for the holidays. Some mucky muck holidays. It's so bad that they had to go live in England. These are refugees, man. These poor people. And where did they go vacation? Where do they take their vacation money? Back home. And what do we have here where they're interrupting our lives? I saw 1,400 near me. That's a huge number. 1,400 in Wilmette, the train station. By chance. Yeah. By chance. I don't take the train. I don't go over by the train station. I'm not looking for runaways. I went to some, I don't know, Windy City Smokeout or something. I went down to dinner and look, there's 200 people dropped off the buses. And then it was 1,000. So 200 twice and then 1,000 one time. So God knows how many it really is. And these are all men. They hang on, and I'm rambling. And they stand in military position, Gary. They don't stand like you and I. I'm relaxed like this when I get off the bus. They're standing in formation. They're standing at attention. These people are here to take our guns, to put their boots on our freaking throats, and to overthrow us. So maybe I don't want to stick my head up, because what do the Japanese say about that? The man who sticks his head up is like the nail that sticks up. He gets beaten down. Gary, you and I are going to be beaten down severely. We are going to be rounded up. We're going to, and this is crazy. And everything else I said was crazy for 20 years, and it's all come true. People like us are going to be taken out and gotten rid of. I had Ron Howard on my show, and he said something along the lines of Trump was going to put homosexuals in concentration camps. I mean, I don't want to sound like that, but look at where this country's headed. You think guys like us are going to be allowed to keep speaking? They're already doing everything they can to diminish us.
Well, look what's happening in the United Kingdom. Okay, you retweet something,
and they can come arrest us in America.
Yeah, that's what they want to do.
And they're claiming. Why haven't I heard any Americans say, "Hey, F you, you're not going to arrest American citizens for tweeting something out about how London has fallen to Islam"? The number one thing left at the borders, Gary, this is the biggest thing I've said. Forget radio show, podcast, TV, movies, whatever. Everything I've done. And this is something I say, and I heard this from the State Department, a friend of mine, and everybody goes, okay. The number one thing left at the border is Muslim prayer rugs. That's I tell people that, like, and everybody goes, okay. Do you understand? It's like when you talk to your Jewish friends, and I have a bunch of them. I'm voting Democratic. What? How could you? How can you? Do you want no place to run? Under the Democrats, it'll be the end of Israel. Biden did nothing for them. Obama hated him. And you know, do I like their politics? I don't like most of their politics. I don't like how they acted during COVID. But I think Israel should be allowed to exist. I actually want our Holy Land to exist. It is the Jewish and the Christian Holy Land. And we you know, those of us that worship God should want to protect it from evil. Yeah.
No, we should. And, you know, you brought up the train station.
Yeah, sorry.
In Wilmette. And I think, you know, I've got people who talk to me locally and in my town, out in St. Charles. We've got supposedly about 2,200 in our town, and they're going up and down the streets. They're panhandling at the intersections. You know, they got children as props. They're holding up cardboard signs. I even heard one account, and this is graphic, but a police officer went into a building where these people were being housed, and there was, that's what's happening, and the police are told to look the other way while these atrocities are happening because their hands are tied because it's a political game that they're playing.
Do you know the flag that we have to have everywhere? I prefer the Stars and Stripes for all of us, but the flag that we have to have, the pride flag. And I don't know what they're, you know, what, I mean, I'm not proud I have sex with women, woman, now that I'm married. I mean, what is the pride? I like sodomy.
Yeah,
it's a sexual choice. And by the way, as a freedom lover, I don't care where you stick it, but I have to see this flag. And I understand, I don't know if this is true, but that part of that flag celebrates pedophilia. And we know about Epstein. We know about Epstein Island. We know about who was involved. And people say, oh, Trump. There's a picture of Trump. Well, Epstein was a social climber, and he did get a picture with Trump. Trump also kicked him out of his club and notified people that he was a bad guy. Gates did not. Others did not. The prince did not. Anyway, you know, I think these crazy conspiracy theories, pizza and hot dogs, I think we found out that on some level they're true. And why would a man, Gary? Why did Kevin Matthews used to say? What is a man, or whatever, when he would do his Ironside? Raymond Burr was a gay actor, and Kevin used to do this. I don't know. Raymond Ironsides is a gay guy. It was very funny. But does a man do this? What man or woman wants to put on the clothing of the opposite gender and sit with babies? What is that? It's grooming. It's how, Gary, I bet you know, you just say you have little ones, and whether you may have a collection of midgets or little people, as they're correctly called now, but you know, maybe you're starting a circus. But I have heard stories every day, with my daughter's friends and kids in the neighborhood, and you know, they don't know what they are, and what's coming from the public schools.
The public school, keep your kids out of public school.
Well, you got to. There's male and female. I love this. There's male and female, and then everything else is mental disorder. And I'm not talking about a guy that likes a guy or a girl that likes a girl. I'm saying all this other stuff. Do we have the video of I don't know if I sent it or not, but we have a video of a kid. Was it? Oh no, it was Orny Adams, really hilarious comedian if you don't know him. And a kid in his class, was it Orny or was it Carlos Mencia? I forget. But one of these comedians I went to see at Zany's, a kid in the class thought he was a cat, and everybody had to act like that was a cat. And this is a very real thing. Did you see the woman today?
No, I know that bit you're talking about.
No, but this is a real thing. That's a cat. That's a cat. And you know, I used to act like I was a cat when I was a kid. I'm just remembering this. I'm not kidding you, and there's no joke coming. And I know it's a great setup for a joke, and I have no joke. And it was a book I had as a kid called Pussy Willow and Pussycat. Okay? And I would sit in the sandbox and act like a little cat, 4 or 5 years old. And had I gone inside and said, I'm a cat, meow, and I would do this. I'm a kitty cat. I used to like to pretend. Put a towel around my neck and jump off the sofa. I used to do, I would be naked. I'd put a towel on and break wind and jump off the couch. I felt like it propelled me. My dad told me to stop that. And if I had come in and told I'm kidding, but had I come in and told my dad, I'm a kitty cat, shut up. You're going to put your clothes on, you're going to school. You're not a cat. They actually wanted to put a litter box out, is how the story goes. And this woman was saying her son is trans species, and he goes to the bathroom in a litter box, which brings me to another story, Gary. You want to hear that? I had a girlfriend, Carolyn Fisher, who was crazy about her cat, and she still doesn't know this story. And I worked at Q104 in Kansas City on the Country Club Plaza near a place called Bristol's, and she went to work, and I dropped a deuce. This is really disgusting. I hate this. In my real life, I hate this kind of stuff. I hate this talk. But when I get on this microphone, and I put it in the litter box, and she came home. Oh my God! The cat's name was Sushi. Sushi's sick, and she took the cat to the vet, and I didn't have. It became such a big deal. I never had the heart to tell her. This guy I knew, he just died within the last week, and that's the guy from Great White. And the book talks about what a great definitive rock singer he was and everything. I knew the guy, Jack Russell, and I didn't find him definitive of anything. The biggest hit was Once Bitten, Twice Shy.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a cover, but he just died. And you may remember the big fire where 100 people died. I think it's the biggest accident at a rock show.
Oh, yeah.
So, and he's a completely unlikable guy. The book is by K.L. Doty, D-O-T-Y, and he just basically goes out saying, which is the way we all feel. Everybody was a jerk to me. I tried to do good, but you're all assholes. Goodbye. That's the book. But don't you feel that way in your life? You're a good guy. Don't we all feel that way?
I just look around. And I just try to make sense of everything I'm seeing.
You can't.
And right now I can't. Yeah, I can't. You know, when I see when June comes around, it is like every corporation changes their logos.
Yep.
They add the rainbow flag.
Yep.
And then and then you see the Twitter, the X feed of all these videos showing up. All these people. I mean, like Mancow, there were naked, like straight up naked men parading through streets with children present.
Yeah.
There was did you see the video of the guy who just wanted to be urinated on? I mean, this is in San Francisco, and they're like, "Hey guys, is this legit?" And the cops did nothing.
Yeah. Did you see the guy yesterday? The video was going around. I just saw it yesterday, but he, a naked guy came up to his 3-year-old in the yard and exposed himself. And unless he actually starts to touch the child, you can't do anything about it. So I guess public indecency isn't a problem anymore. And of course, the WHO released that if you're going to have sex with a monkey, make sure you clean its backside. And you're talking about that month, and as I said at the convention, it's interesting that you got a bunch of guys in leather slapping each other's asses and having dog piles of sex, and then half a month later, 2 weeks later, monkeypox. Is there a connection? Nobody's made it.
Yeah,
but they're
so much for the World Health Organization.
Yeah, they're getting ready for us for the election again, right? Oh, by the way, I just want to say, and I have said this for years. Can you hear me? Okay, I'm having real problems here. Maybe we'll fix this. Never. But all the lanes were open. You could breeze through Chicago today, and it can be like that all the time. They do this on purpose. Do you understand that you can have all the stoplights timed out so that you hit one stoplight? And then on that street, you should never hit another stoplight if you do the speed limit. There's a system to this. And, of course, Chicago, it's all a big FU, and they have cameras everywhere. They want you to get aggravated. They want you to speed. They want you to be angry. They want you to get rid of your cars. They want the tickets, of course. But they want you unhappy so that you'll do a city without cars. And that's where they're headed. This is all anti-automobile, anti-gas-powered automobile. And, why shut down entire freeways while one guy works? It's by design. Why is everything open and fine today? Because the rich Democrats are here, the communists. And this is what you get under communism. You get treated like shit, and they live like kings and queens.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at right now. And they're all hanging out in Chicago. They got walls erected all around their facilities. They can move freely. They got thousands and thousands of police, military, National Guard ready to pounce. But they can move freely because they are the anointed. And, of course, we know, I mean, Kamala's the anointed now. I mean, she never received a vote.
Not a single vote.
She's not a single vote. And now she's going to be anointed at the top of the ticket. There's even rumors now that, I mean, this is a rumor, of course, but that Biden's going to step down and keep the honeymoon going. She's going to be the first female president. Yeah. And everyone's going to be like, oh, yeah, I can't wait. This is so beautiful. But they're never going to analyze her policies while she's off in the corner. She's going, yeah, we're going to price fixing. We're going to lock down everything. There's going to be no gas powered vehicles and
gun grabbing.
Straight communism.
They're going to grab guns.
Yeah.
No, gun grabbing is coming. And, imagine these maniacs that you see on the streets of Chicago and you're not able to defend yourself when they come through the door. Imagine the Kamala Harris presidential library with 2 books, and 1 book she hasn't finished coloring. I mean, this moron is president. I met her with Montel, and I knew her in San Francisco. I had the #1 show in San Francisco,
really?
San Jose, and she was known, quite frankly, as a suck hag. And if you don't know what a suck hag is, I'll tell you off air. But, the traffic is flowing freely. And if you drive in and out of Chicago like I do, how is it possible? Because it's on purpose. Why would they take away lanes of traffic in major cities for bikes? And in Chicago, where it's cold most of the year and you can't ride a bike, why would they do that? Because they don't want you in your car. That's it. Why do they want smart grids? Do you know they want your house at like what? What did they say? 80 degrees, something like that. Is it 78, 80 degrees? They want to make it the law that you can't have it cooler. Brother, I can't sleep in 80 degrees.
Oh, neither can I.
With this weight, with this gut. Holy shit. All right.
They've got the smart thermostats now. Google owns the smart thermostats.
Control.
Yeah.
So I have been shadow banned, effed with, and you have too. Are you fighting back against Google? What's going to happen?
Well, we got some good news on the horizon with the state of Texas. Very significant development with respect to the Texas Senate Committee on State Affairs. A bunch of Google whistleblowers and professors and people who analyze the data that comes out of Google came forward.
Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
It seemed like it got better for a second. Go ahead. So, whistleblowers inside Google, they basically showed that it was fixed.
Well, okay, so like 5 years ago, Zach Voorhees, he was working at Google, and he didn't like what he saw there. He came out with 950 documents that he screenshot, downloaded, whatever. And in one of those documents, my YouTube channel was listed as weighted in the search results at the very bottom. So it was a test case on how they could manipulate the reality of the news feed so that they could lift up what they called authoritative voices.
Tommy.
So what ends up happening is, and it was really unprecedented. Okay, you're down in Texas. You got a committee that's it's split up between Republicans and Democrats. They all voted 11-0 to give this committee subpoena power to go after Google. So what did they do? Just about a week ago, they sent a letter to Google saying, listen, you better play nice. We want all these documents related to how you're putting your finger on the scale of search results. And what was really great is that Zach Voorhees, while he was in that Senate committee hearing, he brought up my channel and my channel's demonetization. And he said, we need to find out what happened to this channel and why. Because if we can get to the bottom of that, we can apply that across all the other channels to find out what terms, what keywords, what themes, what videos.
Well, you know what themes and keywords, brother.
I mean, we suspect. We suspect the ideas and concepts, but Mancow, I've had to delete 30,000 videos off my channel, over 1 billion views, 10 years of work on this channel alone to try to appease the overlords there, and they still won't monetize the channel. They won't tell us what the issue is.
Yeah.
So even when we know or we
sue
think,
them. Can you sue them?
Well, okay. So if you sue Google, what happens is they have a
do
clause.
They do it in their jurisdiction, and it's all fixed.
Exactly. They pull you into their jurisdiction, into their controlled territory, and you can't get out of it. So what happens? So what happens next? What happens next is they pull you into their jurisdiction, and you're never going to get to the discovery phase. It'll never see the light of day. The case will get squashed.
Fixed.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to get thrown out. You don't have standing or whatever. But with the case in Texas, this is what's beautiful. Texas is pulling them into their jurisdiction, and they can't get out of it. They can't send it to the feds. They can't send it to some friendly judge. It's where the Texas the Texas Senate says it's going to go.
Google was created by the government, so good luck. Google is a government agent.
Yes, they were funded by DARPA.
Netflix with the with the Obamas on there. White man bad, black guy's always the hero. The gay guy is reasonable and charming. Dads are idiots.
I mean, just watching commercials. Just watching commercials on TV.
Yeah, women are the powerhouse breadwinners. I mean, it's this is something else we're living in. So look, I said the votes here are fixed. I work the voting booths here. The votes in Illinois are fixed. The media's fixed. Communism's coming our way, bud. Is it time to start thinking about Plan B, or do you think Trump has a chance? Look, when he turned his head and that bullet missed him, that was God. I still think there's enough God-fearing people. I'm talking about the real God, not some of this other bullshit, some of this evil that we're allowing into our society. There are still enough Christians here. This is a Christian country. Could a miracle happen? Yes, and that's what I'm praying for.
I'm not going to lie. When I see, the visuals being presented by the media, when I see the poll numbers that the media presents, of course, we know they're fixed. Everything's fixed. It's all AstroTurf. When you got influencers that the Kamala campaign is paying $150, $10,000 to make favorable videos to create artificial trends.
Yeah.
And then all the lemmings line up and they make their own videos. Oh, I want to be in the Kamala dance. Yay. And it creates this artificial perception of reality. That terrifies me because there's enough morons out there who believe it, and then it just creates this snowball effect. So listen, I am concerned because we see the headlines, because we see the polls, because we see the astroturfing taking place in social media. But you bring up the God element, and Donald Trump turned his head. I could almost envision like an angel, just his hand on his head and just turning it at the right moment. And I have to have faith that God is going to bring this country back on track, because this is the last free place on earth.
Well, Gary, if you read the book of Revelations, can you hear me?
Yes.
If you read the book of Revelations and you believe the Bible, we may not come back, bud. At some point, we don't come back. At some point, you've got China and Russia and the Muslims and the Jewish folks all doing battle in this little valley I've been at. You can find the video online called Megiddo, which we translate as apocalypse. So maybe this has happened before. Maybe it's happened 100 times before on this planet already. I don't know.
The Bible does say that the saints will be beheaded for their faith, and there will be a time of tribulation, great tribulation, and we should all be prepared for that, whether that tribulation is starting in 5 months or starting in 5 years. No man knows the date or the hour.
That's right.
Christ will return.
And what group, when you read it and they talk about beheading people, what group in 2024, what primitive people would cut off heads of Christians?
Yeah, I can only think of a group in the Middle East that does that.
Yeah, there's a group in the Middle East that does that, and Hamas did launch another attack on Tel Aviv today, reportedly. But Israel should just die. They should just give up for these animals. They don't talk about the kidnappings and the rapings, and a lot of these people I've heard have come back pregnant. Imagine that. You're raped by a savage, and just dear God Almighty.
Yeah.
Look, there are good people of every religion. There are good people of every race. That goes without saying. But there's enough assholes. Not every Nazi. There was Schindler. Not every Nazi. But it doesn't matter. We had to bomb them. A lot of nice Japanese people. It didn't matter. I'm sure there's a lot of nice Hamas guys. I'm sure there are quality people there. But it's time we wake up and start fighting. And I think we need to look at Ireland. You need to look at what's going on in the UK.
Yeah.
And you hope Trump gets in and deports these so many folks that really offer nothing but chaos and evil. Okay, let's wrap it up. Yeah, go ahead, Gary.
I was going to say, they open up the border. You got, 20 million illegals now, and they're all getting driver's license. They're all going to go vote. They're all getting registered.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another terrifying element.
It's over. It's over. You can't come back from that. There is no Republican Party. There's no America. There's no Christ. There's no school choice. There's no guns. There's no.
What did you think about the fact that the GOP decided to release this document today about Biden's impeachment? I said, what the hell are you guys doing? I mean, this is 3 years too late.
Yeah. Yeah. Dear God. Yeah, and I talked about this at the thing yesterday. Trump should not. I want to continue this, Mike. I just, everything is just awful for me here. Anyway, love everybody. Gary, I do want to get a matching tattoo with you. I just, I don't know what I was saying. I don't even know. Does it matter? What time is it? Where is my waiter? As my mom used to say, shut up. Do you have a video you want to play, Ralph? Oh, there. So good to meet so many of you at the Trump rally. Trump wasn't there. We knew he wasn't going to be there, but what great fun. Great to meet everybody. And I don't believe any of the polls. I don't believe the media, and I was in the media forever, guys. Don't believe the lies. You're not a weirdo. You're not a weirdo if you love God and your country, and you don't believe kids should mutilate their genitals, and you don't think that fourth graders, boys, need tampons. You're not a weirdo. You're right on. That was on my social media platforms. Okay. All right. Any other video? We played everything. Great to meet everybody. Gary, I know you enjoyed meeting everybody. You're looking like Gary Owens there. All right, guys. Thank you, and we'll be back maybe next week. Mancow Monday Night Live. Thank you, guys.